Hi, you guys. I just wanted to give you a short overview of what will be coming up in the next 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. I'm sure you're getting excited if you know that Thanksgiving is 2 weeks away. I'm definitely getting excited to have a week off and to maybe go see my family. But until then, we've got a lot of work to do, and I want to let you know what we're doing so that it's easier for you to manage. So, I'm going to go over the table of contents with you as a guide. So right now, you'll see 2 weeks worth of daily work. You'll see right here the words that we will be going over as vocab, and then the chapters that we'll be covering each day. What you don't see is that right here and here on that Friday, we'll have a quiz. And then right here on the Thursday before Thanksgiving break, we'll have our big test. And then on Friday, we will have, we'll be working on finishing up our packets and like anything that we need to wrap up for Gregor. And then we'll go on Thanksgiving break. So I want to go over the word console. I'm going to go over each word with you really quickly. Console is, console is to help someone feel less sadness or disappointment. Like after my puppy died, my mom consoled me by staying with me watching movies. So here's a picture of someone consoling another person. This dad or this guy, maybe a teacher, is consoling this person. Okay, that means comforting. The next word that we'll have on next Tuesday is distinction. Distinction means a difference or a contrast between similar things or people. An example is, there are many fiction books, but you must make the distinction between the different genres of fiction. So you've got to see the difference between two things. So distinction is kind of like the word difference. Oh, and here's a picture of Miss Scolari, and this must be her twin. Do they look different? Do they look similar? Is there any distinction between them? Well, in this picture, Ms. Scolari's sister, probably also Miss Scolari, has long hair. They have different boots. Miss Scolari is wearing a scarf, and her sister, or twin, has an apple. So those are the distinctions between the two. Next, the word chronological. It means things that are arranged in order that things happened or came to be. A really good example of that is a timeline. A timeline is organized chronologically in chronological order. That means it's organized by time. At one end, there's time in the past. The other end is like time in the future. When you put things on that timeline, you're putting them in chronological order. An example, I arranged the pictures in chronological order from birth to now. Oh, here's a picture of that. These are the old Coca-Cola bottles from 1888 to 1902. And these are the new ones. 1993, this is like a fancy plastic bottle. Personally, I think these ones are the coolest, but these ones are cool too. The next word is earnestly. That's when you do something in a heartfelt manner or putting forth genuine effort. So an example is, Adam earnestly apologized to his neighbor for breaking their window with his baseball. That means he really is doing it from his heart. He's really sorry. He's earnestly apologizing. Maybe this Pinocchio. He looks like he has eyes that show his heart, and his heart is caring, and maybe he's really truthful. That's a funny thing to say about Pinocchio, I suppose. And remember, this is an adverb. So when you do it earnestly is describing something that you do. You do it earnestly, okay? So you couldn't say like, he is earnestly, because that would be an adjective. You could say he is walking earnestly, or he is talking earnestly. But you can't say that he is earnestly. Next word is vague. Vague means having an unclear meaning that's not clearly expressed. So, an example, The homework I copied into my planner was vague. I wrote worksheet. When I got home, I didn't know which paper it was. So it's when something isn't clear enough for you or isn't presented clearly. So here's an example of a sign that really wouldn't tell you what was coming up. Beware of road surprises. It doesn't tell you what kind they might be. What if they are like ice? Well, then you know you gotta slow down. What if they're like curves? Then you know you gotta turn really quickly and definitely slow down. It's vague. It's not clear. Next, the word sympathetic. Sympathetic is feeling, showing, or expressing compassion or understanding. An example is, our school counselor is sympathetic, or maybe Miss Bratt is sympathetic. She always listens to our problems and helps us find solutions. So someone who's listening and kind and expresses compassion and understanding. Maybe Miss Bratt is a good example of that. Let's see if we have a picture. Oh, okay. Looks like these two people look very sympathetic to how this person is feeling. She looks like she's not feeling very well. But this lady looks very sympathetic to how she's feeling. Next word is relapse. That means to fall back in a bad way. An example is, after multiple days of performing positive changes in his work ethic, John relapsed and was not completing the work. So it's kind of when you have a time of like something that you used to do that was bad or like not really helping you move forward, coming back up and kind of stopping you again. It's called a relapse. Oh, this picture, a lady looks like she is breaking a cigarette. So maybe she is thinking a relapse would be like she used to smoke cigarettes and no, she doesn't, but one day she just wants one and she goes and gets one. Okay. Let's see if that's all of our words. That's the end. Thanks for looking at these. Have a great weekend.